you ever used AI to redecorate your home? Today I'm sharing with you tons of home hacks that anybody can use no matter the space. Oh my gosh, some of these are life-changing. Just stick around. So the space that I was working with is actually our multi-purpose office room. It's a music room, it's where Charlie and I work. It's kind of the hub of our home, but it's such an awkward shape. Like the door is kind of cut in at the side, and it's just always been hard to redesign. And the windows are off center, which makes it even harder.
Sometimes it's easy to get really defeated by our spaces, and I want to know in the comments, is there a spot of your house that you just really can't stand to look at? It's bugging you, but you have to use it all the time, and you could really use a fresh set of eyes to just see it in a new way. Over time, we can become blind to a space. Our clutter, our stuff are just super set in the way that we've done it before. So I cleared everything out to give this a blank slate and give it a complete makeover. As always, I was working with a small budget, and nothing in this video is sponsored. I moved everything out into the hallway, much to Copper's chagrin, and I decided I needed to get a fresh set of eyes by using my first hack, which is AI-generated room design. So I took some pictures of the space and I downloaded a free AI app. I'll be sure to link it down below. There's tons of these. Then you can select the style that you want to match. I've been really enjoying a vintage style, but they have tons of options, and you can select your color palette too. Most of these apps allow you to upload 2 to 3 free images before you have to pay a few dollars, but it will spit back to you ideas that you may not have tried. Maybe it allows you to see your space in a new way. Now, the ones I'm showing here were kind of a lot, but that doesn't mean that there weren't elements that I could start to incorporate or just see my space from a different perspective. I didn't love everything, but here are the elements I wanted to use. A beautiful traditional rug. I love this corner seating area as well as the hutch on the back wall. I adored the double panel of curtains as well as the molding on the wall and how that color carried up right to the ceiling.
So what I decided to do was color drenching. Have you heard of this? This is where you paint the entire space one solid color. It helps make the room feel really cozy and bigger at the same time. I'm talking ceilings, moldings, and yes, even the walls.
And in this video, even if your space doesn't look like mine, all of these hacks apply to everybody. Give those AI apps a try. I'm gonna link some down below. I also used AI from Sherwin-Williams to test out how different colors would look on the wall. I ended up going with this gorgeous Jasper stone.
I started with the door and all of the moldings, and I did this in a semi-gloss paint. And you want to make sure that you get an interior paint that works well on casings and book casings because this is a high traffic area.
I did some research on the best order to paint a room, and it said you're supposed to paint the ceiling first. Whoopsie, we made it so the next day. I used a flat paint on the ceiling, and you want to make sure to get ceiling paint. It's important so it doesn't drip on you. I would love to know if you like painting or if you don't. So I actually love painting, and I kind of tag team it with Charlie, and that's my assistant Kathy who helped too. I like to do the edging and he likes to do the rolling. I feel like we're a really good team, but I also will say every single time I put a color up on the wall, at some point in the painting process, I end up regretting the color and wondering if I made the right choice, especially because we were going so bold with this one. But the way I see it, if you haven't regretted the decision for a minute, I mean, are you really living? So basically the room is painted. We're going to install currently panel and rails. And this is going to be a picture frame molding on the wall that's gonna help give it dimension because all of this is like one color. So this is gonna help like pull out some dimension. And these are really easy to assemble. Like literally you just clip them together. Which leads me to hack number 2, picture frame molding. Now these are trending all over Pinterest and are really expensive on Etsy, but the cheapest place to get these is actually the hardware store. The brand is Build and Batten. I'll be sure to link them down below, and they come in all different sizes. Now the good news is this is not the first rodeo for us. We added these to the wall in our bonus room in a 30 by 40 size. I think this looks so beautiful upstairs, but this time I wanted to do a slightly longer rectangle. These are the 60 length by 23 inches. I just really feel like this gave a lot of elegance, and I was gonna put 4 down the wall. You wanna attach these with painter's tape and a level all the way across. Just stick them up with the painter's tape to get an idea of the type of layout you want and make sure it's measured correctly. Mark the corners, and then you're gonna adhere with liquid nails. Now, if you're renting, you could also use double-sided tape for this and just stick these right on the wall. Liquid nails is really easy to work with, and actually it sticks pretty well on the wall as soon as you put it up. I line it up with the top markings, and then Charlie lined it up with the bottom, and then you wanna let this dry overnight, and I just put some painter's tape right over the top. Custom charm on a very small budget. Now to let this dry overnight, we'll be back. The next day, you want to add some caulk to the edges. I like to use the fast dry caulk. You don't have to put this along the entire side, just any place that you see gaps. No tools required. These are pre-cut for you and they take paint really well. It was at this point I was like, oh my gosh, our weird little office is kind of coming together. It actually looks good.
The next hack is to buy some extra beautiful finishes on Amazon that look vintage and high-end.
It's these little details that make a big difference. I went ahead and changed out the doorknobs for these beautiful glass and brass ones. I'll be sure to link them down below. I really am loving doing this around my house slowly. And try this trick too. Take a picture of your space and then click edit and markup. And with your finger right on your phone, you can actually draw in different colors whatever you want to add to a space. So I was able to see if I got some curtains on Amazon, exactly how they would look. How high did I want to hang them? Because remember, I wanted to conceal the fact that the wall was uneven. That way when the curtains came, I knew I had the exact ones I was looking for.
He's so happy in them. Bless you. Bless you.
I'm just pointing out, these drapes have a 4.9 rating, and it is for good reason. They are awesome. I got these in 106-inch length, and that way I could take them all the way up to the ceiling. Just wait.
What's up, Kathryn?
Oh my goodness, we hung these up. I missed one loop at like the worst possible spot. We have to take them all down again.
I can laugh through any snafu because Pottery Barn sells similar drapes for up to $300. You want to save a lot? $69 on Amazon gets you a near direct dupe with that same high-end pleating at the top. Couldn't recommend them more.
And one item I wanted to give a completely custom look was our piano. I absolutely adore this home hack, which is rub-on transfers. You can find these so affordably on Amazon, and all you have to do is put these on any wood or painted surface, and you rub over them with a tool, and it transfers right onto the project, and then you go over it with a polyacrylic finish to seal it in. This was really easy to do, and it makes it look like a high-end Austrian piano, but it was done super affordably. This is a great trick to give your house a little bit of charm and extra luxury. When it came to purchasing, I didn't want to spend a lot of extra money. We were keeping the desks and the piano, but what's crazy is those two things actually don't go together. One is from IKEA and very modern looking, and the piano is really old looking. So we had to marry them together with something to give it a cohesive look.
And I was really inspired by the AI design, so I got a similar luxury rug. Now this one is machine washable and was less than $200. Thumbs up for Copper, the poor guy. He's such a good sport.
And I also chose these beautiful chairs. I got these from Home Goods, and I just love how they have the white accents on them, but also the velvet. It kind of ties in the more Victorian, luxurious feel with the piano, but it also marries it with the white edging to the desk, and I think it turned out really cool.
We didn't want to spend any more money, so I took some old art like this faith sign. I actually already have this tattoo on my arm, so I don't need it as art on the wall, and I ripped up the back and I decided to put in something that had great meaning to us. This is a picture of Salamanca, Spain. I went to school here, and so it's just really special to have this on the wall of the office.
And we definitely downsized. We went to a smaller filing cabinet, and again, I just got this on Amazon really affordably. I like that it's white, so it really was in keeping with the desk instead of the big, ugly black one that we used to have in there. And all of the files I use are with the Freedom Filer system. I'll also link it down below. This is how I stay really organized. And when I have to declutter my files, it's really fast. Like this is one of those systems that once you put it in place, it is so easy to maintain and just so much less stress. A favorite hack is to get lots of storage from the thrift store. I have been loving shopping for baskets at the thrift store and even unconventional storage. I found what looks to be kind of like a vintage looking luggage. I thought this would be perfect for keeping extra light bulbs in so we could get rid of all of that extra storage that we just didn't need. I also found some faux leather books that were super cool. I knew that I could keep lots of fun items in and nobody would be the wiser.
But the best find that day were these Ralph Lauren lamps. There were a pair of them, which was so exciting. There was another woman at the store ogling these with me. They were only $4.99. There's a lot of gold accents in the space, and all of this just felt really cohesive. I also found this beautiful Ralph Lauren alabaster lamp. I mean, this one was so cool that I added to the piano. And hide those cords. One of my favorite ways to do this are command strips. This is really easy to set just on the side of your desk. Command hooks and zip ties help elevate these off of the floor so you don't have to see them. But I know what you want to see, the after. You remember the before. The space was cluttered and dark, and I just never felt like I could fully relax here. And now the space feels warm, open, inviting. I absolutely love the accent wall. I don't even think I need to put art on it. It just stands on its own with the beautiful piano. This space has to do a lot of things, and maybe it will keep changing. I don't know. That's half the fun though. You want to enjoy the place where you live.
Take a space in your house, plug it into AI, try some build and batten, maybe color drenching, I don't know, just love on your space. Use what you have to make it beautiful for you, my beautiful friend. If nobody has told you today, you are enough. Catch you soon. Hug, 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 hug.